Hi, everybody. It's Chaya Parkoff, licensed clinical social worker, and this is ParshaRx, mental health prescriptions from the weekly Torah portion. This week is Parshat Vayeshev, and this Parsha offers one of the Torah's most profound lessons in personal growth and redemption through the story of Yehuda and Tamar. Without going into all the details, and it is very dramatic, when Tamar discreetly reveals that Yehuda is the father of her unborn child, Yehuda faces a critical choice. He can deny the truth easily, which would protect his reputation, or he could admit his mistake. And what does Yehuda do? He boldly declares, "She is more righteous than I," publicly owning his failure. This act of admission transforms Yehuda's life and history. Yehuda's name, sharing its root with hoda'ah, meaning gratitude, also means admission. It reflects this dual power. As Jews, Yehudim, we are called to embody these traits. Not only are we called to embody them, we have them in our spiritual DNA. We need to bring them to life. Gratitude connects us to our blessings, while admitting our mistakes allows us to transform, repair, and grow. Yehuda's courage to admit his wrong became the foundation for his future leadership and the lineage of Mashiach, the Messiah. May it come swiftly. This story isn't just ancient history. It's a timeless truth about the power of taking responsibility. Take my friend, Mark Jackson. Mark was a highly successful stockbroker here in Colorado whose greed led him into big-time racketeering, which landed him in prison. And I'm not talking about like jail. I'm talking about like serious prison. For years, even in the beginning of his prison term, he felt justified in his actions. He didn't think he did anything wrong. Then a near-death experience in prison brought him face to face with his failures, literally lying on a table, teetering between life and death. And in that moment, Mark admitted to himself and to God that he had been a bad person and he had done bad things. And he said, he prayed, "If I survive, I will make things right. And if I don't, at least I know I died an honest man." Mark lived, Baruch Hashem, and he kept his word. He admitted his errors, and he began helping other inmates, teaching them to read and supporting their rehabilitation. His good conduct actually earned him early release from prison. And once he was free, and I witnessed this, he worked tirelessly to make amends to his victims, restoring their trust and rebuilding his life. Today, Mark is an upstanding member of his community, a living example of the power of admitting one's wrongs and embracing transformation. And when I start my podcast, which hopefully will be soon, I'm hoping, God willing, that we will bring Mark on because his story is incredible. This process of admission and making amends is a cornerstone of 12-step programs, which helps so many people to be free of addictions. The steps emphasize the transformative power of admitting our wrongs to ourselves, to God, to others, followed by taking concrete actions to repair the harm we've caused. This mirrors Yehuda's journey. The 12 steps came from our values. Yehuda's admission before Tamar wasn't the end of his growth, it was the beginning. He later demonstrated his transformation, which is going to be next week's Parsha, when he offered himself as a slave in place of his brother Binyamin, showing he had truly become a man of responsibility and integrity. Through Yehuda's actions, we see a powerful truth. Admitting our mistakes doesn't define us by our failures. It defines us by our ability to grow and repair. When we take responsibility, like Mark Jackson, we pave the way for healing, not only in our lives, but in the lives of those we've hurt and the lives of those we can inspire. Yehuda's courage to admit his wrongs not only redeemed him personally, but set the stage for his descendants, which includes King David HaMelech, and Mashiach. Yehuda's story shows us that redemption, both personal and collective, begins with humility and accountability. As Yehudim, we carry this legacy. Let ourselves ask, where in our lives can we follow Yehuda's example? Where can we take the courageous step of admitting our mistakes, making amends, and allowing ourselves to grow? May we all have the strength to embody Yehuda's humility, the determination to heal our relationships, and the courage to transform our lives. In doing so, we move closer to redemption, both personally and ultimately. Shabbat Shalom.